Oh, this QR code is different than that one. Oh, okay. It could be. We had two. There was a mix-up. Who knows? So anyways, welcome back, everybody. Another week in MISA. So I think, what are we, week 5 in the semester, but then we're week 4 in MISA. So we're 1 week behind in MISA, which could be a good thing or bad thing, but what can you do? So either way, we're moving forward towards the, spring break, which is the highlight of everybody's, spring semester. So we're not there yet, but we're getting closer. So last week, if you were with us, you saw we had the amazing company information session with our amazing Shannon Stewart from ModMed. So great session. If you didn't get to see that one, we have the videos up on the MISA website, so you can take a peek at those. Check it out. Shannon had a lot of good info about ModMed. He talked about his story and such. So really great ones to be able to watch. So this week, we have another awesome session. For those of you that have been around MISA for a little bit, we try to always get someone from the Career Center to come in every semester. We used to call the session the Get Career Fair Ready, but now we just want you to get career ready, period, not necessarily just for the fair, but so welcome. So tonight we have our amazing College of Business Liaison from the Career Center here. For those of you who've been here for a while, she's come through. She's helped maybe a lot of you individually. Maybe you've seen in some of your other classes that you've had. But either way, we're happy to have her here. So can we give a nice warm round of applause for Ms. Desiree George from the Career Center? Take it away.
Good evening, everyone. Happy to be back. I think I told y'all this last semester that I enjoy all my presentations, but I love coming to MISA because it's MISA. So again, I'm Desiree George. I am the College of Business career coach for the Career Center. So for those of you that haven't met me or don't know what that means, I am the lady in the Career Center that works with business students and employers and faculty. So you all as business majors or business career interests will meet with me and talk business. So if you all can please scan this QR code on the screen. It is different from the MISA QR code, and I can't make any guarantee that mine is accurate either, but we'll find out one way or the other. It's just going to ask you to input your email address, and that's just so we can track our engagement numbers. I'm not subscribing to anything, I promise. Lovely to see familiar faces, either from MISA or me being in one of your classes, or for us meeting. And for those of y'all that I have not met with yet, I can't wait to meet you one-on-one in the future. Like I said, I'm the business liaison, so come see me or anybody in the Career Center. Everybody scan the QR code? Okay. All right. People. Anybody here not been to the Career Center before? So everyone else here has visited the Career Center before. See, this is why I love MISA. So that never happens. So kudos to you all. I hope you come back to the Career Center because we're all here to get a degree, but really, well, I have my degree, but you all are here to get a job too, right? From that degree. So that's the point of our office. And I'm gonna breeze through our services because I talk a lot and I want to get to the part of getting you all career fair ready as well. And then your question. It just might be in the way. We'll come back to that. And if anybody has questions throughout the presentation, feel free to raise your hand. I get it, you might forget it, so feel free to stop me. You don't have to wait. All right, so like I said, I'm gonna breeze through this part of it so we can get to questions and whatnot. So getting career ready. First things first, you're not career ready if you don't know about career skills. Everybody's here heard of soft skills, right? All right. You probably heard me say this before, but we don't call them soft skills because there's nothing soft about them. You're not going to get a job if you don't have these career skills, and that's why we call them career skills, right? You go on interviews, they're asking you, tell me about a time when you did this or how you did this. Can anybody really think of an interview they've been on where they've been asked, can you open up this Excel spreadsheet? Can you explain SQL to me? Like how often? Can you operate this cash register? Everybody ever been asked that? Probably not. You're asked those other behavioral questions because they can probably teach you how to do the data or the analytics or whatever it may be, but they can't teach you how to not embarrass them when they send you out into the world, right? How to write an email, how to network, how to work with your colleague and be professional. So that's why career skills are so important. And this is a service that we offer in the Career Center. So if you don't know where you stand in your career skills or how you have gained these or how you could gain these, you can schedule this appointment with us. And the appointment type is called Learn About Top Skills Employers See. Right? And we'll walk with you and talk with you where maybe you are, how to go about finding them, and so on. Career skills are in every aspect of the job search process, but also in school as well. So you've probably had somebody tell you, don't email your professor like you're texting your friends. That's professionalism and that's communication skills as well. So it's in every aspect of your life. This is what gets you jobs and gets you promotions. Resumes and cover letters. We have sample resumes and cover letters, and we help you with your resume and cover letter, whether you're starting from scratch or you're about to apply for a job. A note about, well, I'll come back to that actually. So, resumes and cover letters on here. So people don't realize that at the bottom of the screen, bottom of the page, we have sample cover letters on our website in addition to all of our resume samples. Interview stream. You cannot get in a job or internship without having a good interview. Your resume makes that difference for getting that interview, and that interview makes that difference for getting the job. A person, you can have two candidates, and on paper, one person is very qualified. On paper, the other person is medium qualified. But when those two people go into that interview, if that medium qualified person speaks well and interviews better than that paper qualified person, that medium qualified person is probably going to get that job, right? Because they know how to finesse the best. I'm just kidding. They know how to sell themselves the best. Interview Stream is an online virtual resource that we have for you all, where you can practice interviewing on your own time, 24/7. And it videos you, and you can see how you speak. You can practice answering questions. You can also meet with us to do a practice interview, a mock interview, or just go over general interview. Profiles on Handshake and LinkedIn. These are also services that we offer. People don't really realize that Handshake is not just a random Career Center website. You can schedule your appointments to meet with us. Yes, this is where you can look for internships and jobs. So if you can look for internships and jobs on Handshake, that means that internships and jobs can look for you on Handshake. So if you go to your inbox or you go to your Handshake and you check those notifications, those are real people that are messaging you, real companies, real employers. I have to start saying this in my presentations now because we're learning that people think that it's not real. And those are trolls or spam. They're not trolling you. So please don't troll them. Right? Those are real people on the other side of those messages trying to get you to apply for their opportunities and potentially get you a job. So just take a gander at those notifications and see who's in there, who's trying to reach out to you. And so the reason that you want to make sure your profile is complete is because people are looking at you. So upload your resume and let that fill out your profile on Handshake, but take the time to get your headshot or add your headshot and get that bar to 100% so that more employers can reach out to potentially more opportunities. And the same thing with LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a very popular tool. If you are not on LinkedIn, get on LinkedIn. I don't care if you've never had a job before. I don't care if you work at Publix. I don't care if you don't own a suit. You can be on LinkedIn. It is a resource for you, more than just finding jobs, more than just networking. You can use it to research events, companies, people, and so on. We offer free professional headshots in the Career Center. So headshots are not free outside of FAU. Anybody want to guess how much a headshot might cost you outside of FAU? $200. $200. You said
200-300.
200 or 300. Both of you all said that very confidently. Have y'all had that experience? Oh, okay. Well,
Yes.
oh, well, yes. So did you have to pay? I don't know who's speaking. Did you have to pay that for your?
Oh,
headshot?
no, ma'am. I purposely went to FAU after I found out that they offer free headshots.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, glad you utilized the service, but again, it can be $200, $300. I've heard somebody pay $500 for just some above the shoulder pictures. Yes, they got finesse. They did. Now those pictures were probably edited, and we're not editing your pictures, but our pictures are actually, they turn out pretty great. So take advantage of it while it's free and use that $200, $300, $500 to go buy a book or something. I don't know, whatever you want to do with your money. Then we have our professional clothes closet, our professional clothes closet. If you need some type of professional attire, AKA or IE for the career fairs, and you don't have it available to you, we offer that. You can come in anytime, browse through our closet and take the clothes for free. You can also donate clothes to the professional clothes closet. So if anybody has some old professional like clothing that they've outgrown, or you know somebody who has some, please bring it to us. We are happy to take it.
I'm assuming we cannot take the closet with.
You can't, no, it's a physical building, so no, you cannot pick up and take the closet with you, but you can take clothes from the closet. Yes. Yes.
It's just at the career center.
Yes, the main career center, and I'm gonna talk about where we're located in a little bit. And it's not just clothes, there's shoes, there's accessories, and so on. There's ties and oil in there. Choosing a major / career, we are the office to help you figure out if you're still figuring out what major you want to go into or what career you want to go into. You can meet with us, or we have services like Major Knowledge where you can figure out or confirm your interest and do some occupational research. So there are, especially if you want to go into any type of supply chain, tech type roles, it's not just going to be called supply chain job. It's not just going to be called IT job. There's a lot of different careers that do the same thing. So Major Knowledge shows you your options, and it also gives you information about the salary, the requirements, and so on. What can I do with this major is a page on the Career Center website that also gives you occupational information. And the websites that it leads you to all are government websites. So it's the Bureau of Labor Statistics and another one that all gets taken from the government. So it's real. It's not Wikipedia. Do y'all know Wikipedia? Y'all know Wikipedia, right? I gotta ask. It's true, but everything on these websites are real. All right. So rush through those because I wanted to make sure that we had time to talk about career fairs and your questions, like I said. Who has not been to a career fair, a job fair at FAU? Who has not been? Okay. Why not?
Time and work life.
Time, you said? And work schedule? Okay. Why? What else? Why else? It's okay. This is a safe space. I won't judge you.
Other event, other career event, that was career fair.
Uh-huh. Okay. Okay. What about you?
Well, I went to one, it was a job fair, and then a career fair came up, and I went to the career center, asked about it,
Mm-hmm.
and then someone there was like, "Yeah, it's in the gym." It's like, I want, it's professional.
Yes.
I just got on board. I didn't-
Okay.
I didn't know, but I probably should have.
Fair enough. I encourage everybody to go. Think about it this way. How often is it that you're going to have 50 plus, 70 plus, 100 plus companies come to where you already are and you get to meet the people that are hiring for that job? You don't. There's job fairs that happen outside of FAU, but it doesn't happen very often. This is literally your opportunity to just go get hired. And then another perspective that I can give you all, these companies are coming here to see you. That means they need you. That means you honestly have a slight upper hand here, right? Because they're the ones that are coming out of their way, and these recruiters, they travel. Yeah, people that come from Atlanta, people who come from Maryland, all over just to be at FAU to recruit you and hire you for their internships or jobs. And it's okay if you're not looking for an internship or job at that current time, because this means that you're starting to network. I'm sure we've all heard the phrase, it's not about what you know, but who you know, and also who knows you. Don't think for a second that because you go and this semester to the career fair and talk to them, but you don't actually need the job until next year, that they don't remember you. When you take that initiative and you make a good impression on them and you stay connected, they will remember you. Right? They'll remember that you took that step and got out your comfort zone and whatnot to come talk to them.
Get the free shirt, too.
Yes, and you get a free shirt. And you get a free Career Center shirt. And the employers, the companies bring free stuff too. So I've seen Chick-fil-A, I've seen M&Ms, I've seen pens, I've seen fidget things. I've seen a lot of different things at these career fairs. So if anything, just come for the free stuff. Why not?
What's the next career / job?
That is a great question. Because our next career fair is next week, as it was said, and we have the tech and engineering fair. I'm gonna give everybody a disclaimer. February 28th is a national holiday. You wanna know why? Who can guess why it's a national holiday? It's actually an international holiday. Yes, but also, any guesses? It's my birthday. So
Okay.
nothing to do with anything. I just want to throw that out there. But being back to serious. I'm sorry. You know, I mean, it's also, like I said, the last day of February. Of the shortest month of the year. But yes, our next fair is next Thursday. It's Career Expo. So there's going to be, I think we have about 100 or so companies coming onto campus next Thursday. Next Thursday from 11 to 3 p.m. And they are hiring for internship and full-time jobs at Career Expo. Yes.
I'm assuming we should come in professionally with our resume already prepped up and our LinkedIn and Handshake profiles all nice and clean for next week, February 16th.
Yes, go stars, go stars, go stars. Yes, absolutely. You do want to come professionally dressed. Remember, you're going to talk to people about potential opportunities. You don't necessarily have to have on a full suit every time, but you don't want to come in there in your gym clothes. Right? Still have copies of your resume. Some people, and I'm trying to get ahead of myself here, but some people will have QR codes that they want you to scan, but some people will still take that physical resume. You had a question?
Fine.
Oh, yeah.
I actually have another question.
Yeah.
Are a lot of the so I went to a job fair like about a couple semesters ago. Are a lot of the companies there like sports related, like a lot of sports teams and things of that nature?
I have not looked, I don't remember the list, you say that just yet, but I know at internship and part-time job fair, we did have quite a few sports related companies there. Right. Question was, will there be sports companies there? We did at the internship fair. We probably will have some related at Expo. At least in the past, we've had Inter Miami CF, we've had Barwis Performance Centers, we've had some sports management company that was there. So yes, you can look at the employers on Handshake and see who's going to be at the fair and potentially what they're hiring for. And I'll try to show y'all that. Yes.
Dress code for the career fairs to casual.
Yes. Business casual. So yes.
Sorry, I just wanted to ask you, probably already said this before, but there's a list to check out, right? See who's gonna be attending.
Yes, if we have time, I'll pull it up and show y'all.
Okay.
I just wanted to kind of give an example of what would be okay, and it's not a full suit, not to call you out, Shannon, but if you went to the fair, Shannon in this dress, we wouldn't be entirely mad. I don't think they would. Yes, Dan.
Well, because we have access to Handshake and those, we should do research before we show up. So we can actually have more conversations that look better to the people who are hiring.
Have you been to the Career Center before?
Oh, I have-
Yes, that is true. So since you can research the employers, that will help you have a leg up and know who you're going to go talk to. You can ask them questions so that you can help yourself stand out a little bit more. Yes.
When you say, we should prepare our resumes, do you think we should make a copy?
Yes, multiple copies. Multiple copies, at least 10. You could probably have more, but I would say at least 10. Like I said, some won't take them, but some will. So the fairs, the next two fairs are take place between 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. You can come anytime in between then, but I recommend getting there by 2 p.m. because employers do tend to leave around that 2 p.m. mark. Yes.
They don't for lunch.
They do have lunch. Most of them come with partners, so they'll rotate or they'll have somebody have their table, but it's like a wow throughout the time type of thing. Okay, so we kind of already started this, but what do you think you need or what do you think you should do to feel prepared for a career fair? Yes, that's probably the one thing we haven't said. Have your elevator pitch ready.
Asking them the right questions to the employer.
Asking the right questions to employers. Yes, do your research, be prepared, know what you're gonna say. Yes.
Always ask, we do our right questions.
I was in the first fair and I spoke with Tracy who's from an analyst from City Furniture. She liked the question I asked her when I asked about culture and all. So I thought I asked the right question. Along the line.
Yes. Ask your questions. Everything you're saying is correct. I'm just gonna go through the PowerPoint so we can kind of see. So that's the next one. Do your research. So I said I'm gonna try to show you, but you can log into Handshake and you can see what employers are gonna be there and potentially what they're hiring for. You don't necessarily need to know exactly what they're hiring for because one, not all of them will put that on Handshake and sometimes it changes. But if it's a company that you especially, you want to work for, do your research, create those questions, help yourself stand out. Remember, there's going to be a lot of students speaking to them at this fair and other fairs because they don't only recruit at FAU. So you want to do whatever you can to make yourself shine, right? Help them to remember you. So that's where your research comes in at. And this is for interviews as well. You definitely want to research before you do an interview. But that career fair it's not an interview, but it's a mini interview because you're talking to them and you're asking them about employment. So how you communicate, how you carry yourself, that makes an impression.
If you see a company that you really want to interview with and try to get it, don't go to that company first. Go to 2 or 3 or 4 other ones. Get your jitters out, get your speech down, get a tempo going. Then you go to that company. You only got one shot at the impression, so don't go to them first. Go to them with 4th and 5th one, something like that.
Very great point. It's Dave, right? Okay, I don't remember about mental time. Yes, very, 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 very great point. With going to the fair when you need an opportunity, and also another reason to go to career fairs before you even are searching. So you can practice speaking to employers, practice doing your elevator pitch, and get a feel for how each employer, for different types of approaches with employers, right? Because every company may not approach the elevator pitch or that conversation or the career fair the same way. So if you go practice beforehand, now you're prepared for different types of scenarios because some of them will just stand there and want you to lead that conversation. Some might, some might help you out and ask you questions. So you want to get a feel for different types, different vibes. Prepare your resume and cover letter. Come see us in the Career Center. We have a few different events going on next week. This entire series is called Fall in Love with Your Career, something like that, because it's Valentine's week, right? Yeah. So our drop-ins, we have workshops going on, and I'll again try to show y'all that in Handshake when you don't pass this. This is a example, yes. Yeah. To get to this page, to get to our resume samples, you could just Google FAU resumes. And that first link will bring you to this page. This is the MISA, well, the MIS sample rather. And just because you're an MIS major or a management major or whatever other major you might be in here, you don't only have to go off of that that resume sample. You could look at the engineering ones or the education ones, because for the most part, they're all created differently and they have different scenarios. So for example, I like to show a lot of students the MIS sample because it has a hostess example on there. And so now you can get an idea of how you could potentially word your own bullet points. Using the bullet points on our resume samples is not plagiarism. You can use it. It's okay. You are not student conduct is not gonna come get you. Nothing's gonna happen. It's okay in this instance because of the nature of careers and bullet points and job descriptions. Now, don't go copy anywhere else, but career resume samples are fine to copy, or other bullet points that you see. Right? Or no, any other places as well. So if you see something otherwise and it applies to your experience, it's not plagiarism because those are common job duties. You're not necessarily really stealing anybody else's thought. Hope I'm explaining that well. It's not plagiarism to use bullet points as to copy bullet points, basically. Still make it your own, right? But it's okay to use it. Come see us, but on your resume, have your education and the year you expect to graduate, have your languages, have your activities, have your leadership experience, and so on. If it speaks to your skill set, your communication skills, those career skills that I talked about earlier, you can put it on your resume. If you can, especially for experience, if you can write at least 2 to 3 bullet points for it, it can probably be experience. And I mean good bullet points to talk about different things. But again, come see us to get more info on. Your elevator pitch. Anybody want to do their elevator pitch? I believe in you, whoever it is. I believe all of you, but. Okay, that's fine. I didn't really expect anybody to do that. I just want to see. So your elevator pitch, anybody not know what elevator pitch is? Everybody knows what elevator pitch is, right? You don't? Okay. You weren't the one that said elevator pitch earlier? Oh, okay. All right. So let me ask you, when you go to this career fair and you go walk up to an employer, what are you gonna do? Okay.
Where I'm working now.
Boom, that's your elevator pitch. That's your elevator pitch. So the definition of your elevator pitch is if you were out and about anywhere or at a career fair and you come into contact with somebody and you begin speaking to them, especially in a professional manner, the way you introduce yourself and your interests and your situation, that's your elevator pitch. You're pitching yourself to somebody in an elevator. So quick 30 seconds or so, keep it short, spiel about who you are, what you have going on and what you want to do. That was the only thing you maybe didn't say, is what your interests are, especially for this career fair. So, and honestly, you said it in the format that we recommend: present, past, future. So career fair, let's go back to, let's not go undergrad. Let's go to grad school for me, because my bachelor's is very different from my master's. Grad school, I was looking for jobs like this to work in higher education. So let's say I was at a career fair and I go up to an employer, and a pro tip, your elevator pitch is the same as your tell me about yourself question. So I would say, hi, I'm Desiree. I am I'm pursuing my master's in higher education at the University of Central Florida. I currently work on campus assisting students with getting internships and resumes. And I also have some additional higher education experience. And I want to continue upon this path of potentially working with underrepresented populations and just helping students get ready for their career. That's a rough draft of your elevator pitch. Thank you. It tells them who I am, what I'm doing, my present, my past, the jobs or relevant experience I've had, and then my future, what I want to do next. So the purpose of that at the career fairs, it can then let that recruiter know to what jobs they can tell you about or what questions they should ask you. You don't want to have to make the recruiter really struggle to talk to you. Conversation, having good conversation makes the best impression. If a recruiter can effortlessly talk to you and you're being yourself, you're gonna get the brownie points. Right? Be yourself. You want to act in a professional manner, but you don't have to, put on your customer service voice and your customer service demeanor. So prepare your elevator pitch. Wear a professional outfit. So professional dress, neutral colors. You don't want to be too bright, a high neckline, no cleavage or anything like that. Get a fresh haircut, line your beard up, whatever it may look like. Minimal jewelry. You don't want to have anything that makes too much noise because you don't want it to be a distraction. You don't want to have on gaudy jewelry, like big jewelry either. Tuck it in or don't wear it that day. If you look good, you feel good. And if you feel good, you do good. That's the quote. So even if you don't have to wear a suit, but if you feel good wearing a suit and it makes you feel like Superman, Superwoman, put on that suit. And you go to the career fair and you dress to impress and you look your best, right? No one's gonna say anything about you having on a full suit at all. And not same thing negative. It might think of you positive because you took that extra effort to come and be in a full suit. It shows that you're serious. We do have a virtual fair. So just make sure for that virtual career expo on March 30th, I believe, that your technology is together. You are in a good environment, so you're not in the breezeway trying to speak to employers. You're not at home. You're not at home with your bed and your girlfriend in the background. You're not at home with your shirt off. I've had to tell students to put a shirt on when they meet with me. So yeah, like just be mindful of those things. Remember, and that's me, and I'm just talking to you about getting a career, right? You are speaking to people who you're trying to get a job with. So you want to put your best foot forward, use a virtual background and be in a quiet place. After the career fair, follow up. I promise you, follow up.
So would it be too strict? I'm not gonna name, but let's say a recruiter emailed me, wanted me to like fill out this resume and everything, she said she'll be back. But I wanted to follow up with her, not with email, but she like, I know where her office is. Would it be too like straightforward me to go to the office and yo, this chick's here or something, make a drop off like, yeah. Would that be too straightforward for me to like show up for the actual office?
Yes, definitely not with the gift, especially with the gift. Don't do a gift. If it's a thank you note, a handwritten thank you note, that's not too far-fetched. Because most people don't do that. Most people just send an email. I'm gonna come back to this later, but since you have to go.
Sorry, I got make up shopping.
Appreciate you. That's-
The driver came out. Sorry.
What were you talking about? Yeah, follow up in person. In these times, yes, it might be a lot to show up. However, I've had employers say it was kind of like jarring when somebody showed up to speak to them, but at the same time, they were saying they took the initiative. So not ideal, but also gauge it upon how that interaction went with that person, right? But for the most part, that's not ideal. But if you're dropping off a thank you note after an interview or something, then that's definitely okay. So follow up. The follow-up is important. This makes or break this, this can make or break you, especially in the interview process. But we're talking about career fairs. So remember, they're talking to a lot of people on that day and other days. So if you take that extra step, maybe a couple days after the career fair, like 1 or 2 days after the career fair, to either email them with it was a nice to meet you, just wanted to reiterate my interest email, and or, connect on LinkedIn, you're giving them additional touch point. So you're the one, probably few or no or zero people that took that extra step to reach out to them after that conversation, so they further remember you. Right? You don't want to be a pest about it or be annoying about it, but one simple connection, nice to meet you, looking forward, resending that email, restating that interest in the position, it could potentially go a long way. Because you're showing that you're interested, you're doing the extra work, putting in the extra effort. And LinkedIn, let me re-emphasize LinkedIn. Connect with people, recruiters on LinkedIn. Most of them are on there and most of them want you to connect. And that's for, again, for career fairs or if you apply for a job at any point. All right, follow up on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is your friend, I promise you that. Okay. So Handshake, again, you look for opportunities, you look for jobs, you look for events, and you schedule appointments for career services. The Career Center, well, all of you said you've been there, right? So you all know where the Career Center is. So I don't have to tell you that. I don't really have to say any of this, but just as a reminder, we're open Monday through Friday, about 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. And sometimes we have evening appointments as well, I think. True. People online. So if you haven't been to the Career Center and if you haven't, if you aren't really on campus, but you are happy to come to campus, we are located in the Student Support Services building, which is the building in between the new dorm, the new residence hall, Atlantic Park Towers, and in between the House Chambers, Cafeteria, Student Union Complex. So if you're at in that Student Union area, and then you think about where the new residence hall is, it's that building that's in between. Student Support Services, SU 80 building, 2nd floor, room 220. You can't miss it when you get into the building on the 2nd floor. When you come up, if you come up the elevator, it's that first office there, and our wall literally says Career Center. You can't miss it. We offer in-person and virtual appointments. We also offer drop-in appointments. Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Fridays, we stop drop-ins at 4 p.m. because we want to go home this Friday. Just kidding, but that's honestly really why. So any questions about anything that I said? Yes.
So, that area for the clothes donation, is that in the same building?
Yes.
And we can just drop off everything
Yep.
there? Okay.
Yep. If you have a lot, we can probably shoot us an email ahead of time so that we can prepare, maybe meet you downstairs or call or try to coordinate the pickup. Any questions from the online group, the virtual group?
Yes, where do the career fairs take place on campus? Like what area are they in?
So the next two are in the gym, Campus Rec, or the Recreation Center, proper name. So if you're not familiar with where that is, it's at the north end, the far end of the breezeway. Yeah, across the street from the stadium. That's better. You know where the stadium is? You can see.
Thank you.
Yeah, across the street from there. Other question? I rushed through a lot, so I just want any questions that y'all have. It's fine. Right. So while you're thinking of questions, these are some posted internship and job opportunities. All but one of these, Orange Theory, are going to be at the Tech Fair. I'm not quite sure about Career Expo, but the Tech and Engineering Fair on the February 28th, all of these companies except Orange Theory are going to be there. So if any of these interest you, you can apply and then you can go meet the recruiter and introduce yourself. And so when they go to look at applications, they can maybe pull your application and give you a second look because you came out and spoke to them. These are all on Handshake. So all you have to do is go on Handshake, go to jobs and type these in. Yes. You can walk in, but I would suggest scheduling an appointment because our drop-ins are typically like 10 to 15-minute appointments. Career skills might be a longer conversation than that. Yes.
So you're taking some of that, you should probably look for a remote option for internships.
It depends on your situation. Whatever works best for you, but you could do remote or you could do in person. I recommend, especially if it's your first time, having some sort of internship or career related job, find one that's in person and have an in-person component to it. But I whatever works best for your situation, but try to get something that's in person or at least hybrid. You're new professionals, so you want to see the lay of the land, get to know people, network, and so on. Remote is tricky sometimes. Yes.
And so it's to apply beforehand and then do a person project. I think that would be the best way to go about that.
Actually, I would, if the position is closing before the fair, apply beforehand, then go to the fair. If you have some time, go to the career fair, talk to them first, take your resume, get some pointers from them about your resume potentially, make those adjustments, and then apply, but still go meet them, right? Because once you submit that application, you might not be able to withdraw it, and then you learn things that you maybe could have put on there or so on after the fact. So just talk to them first, then apply. It is, yeah. Doesn't matter where it applies for, no matter where the application is. Other question?
You know, so you just show up to the career person.
I would encourage you to register. Did everybody get a picture of the job on the screen? Okay. Online, y'all good? Gonna pick it as a yes. So. 1 second.
We can still see them. Yeah. With stuff sharing.
True.
Oh, yeah, we can do stop share. We can actually do stop share if you want.
I'll just do pop share. That's right. I keep forgetting that there's people online, to be honest.
Also,
Well, it wasn't late.
so we also.
Okay. Online, can you all see the screen? Did it resume properly? Okay. So when you log onto Handshake, if you haven't been on there before, this is what it looks like. To go find the career fairs, you would go to events. And if it doesn't immediately show up for you, you would click on category. and career fair. And so now you're gonna see all career fairs, even from other companies. So that's another point about Handshake, the events and stuff that are on here. It's not just FAU. So Department of Labor, Job News USA, a whole lot of companies host different workshops and events and put them on Handshake, and you can access them because they're on Handshake. So Career Expo. And you would hit join event to register. This will help you to get reminders and emails and so on. Read the career fair description because it has some tips and so on in there about drop-ins and whatnot. About dress and other stuff. And then if you click on see more employers, that's where you can see all the employers that are going to be there. And if you hit view details, it may show you what they're looking for. Right. So their A&D Mortgage is looking for a business development specialist, and you can click on it and it'll take you to the posting in Handshake.
That's great on the map. Get there. Pick up the map.
Yes. So when you walk into the career fair, again, there's going to be a lot of employers. We have maps for you, so you can see where Carnival will be or where CHG Healthcare will be on the map. So you're not just like browsing around, you can be intentional about it. But remember, like David said, go talk to some employers that you don't really want a job from first to get that practice in, and then go speak to the ones that you actually do want to apply for. Yes.
Let's say.
Mhm. Yes. Mhm. There is not necessarily a but. Sometimes employers prefer undergraduate students. I don't know why, to be honest, but you can still get an internship as a graduate student.
You get internship pay.
Yeah, that's actually probably why, because graduate students are probably going to want higher pay. Yes. Yes. That is the reason why most employers prefer you to be a junior or a senior when you do an internship. Because one, they want you to be more mature, and they want you to be about to graduate so they can hire you, and they don't have to, they like to create pipelines.
Could you speak on that? Like, so we could both go.
I can't, you mean like literally talk for you, or you mean like put in a good word? Well, here's the thing about coming to the Career Center and networking. So yes, once you've met with me and I see that you have your stuff together, then especially if I know a recruiter, I would have no problem saying, hey, like especially Enterprise is the one we know very well, Aaron. So I said, hey, Aaron, I have this student who is this and that, and they're interested, and I connect you, right? And so that does add the additional touch point, but I can't do that if I don't really know you.
Or if you find her at the career fair when you're there.
Yeah.
Then you like, hey,
Yeah.
is there a certain company you
Yeah.
want to look at?
And to that point, and especially at the career fair, if you come up to me and you say you need help, or you tell me, we do it all the time, I'll say, okay, I know this employer is hiring for this, so I'll walk you over there. And I've done that for students that I've met at the career fair.
What if your job experience is not necessarily aligned with, even though you're majoring in that, your job experience is not necessarily aligned with their like criteria?
Career.
Let's say, as an example, like I work, like me currently, I work for like a bank.
Mhm.
I don't necessarily have, I don't have like technical experience, but I'm going to school.
Mhm.
How did that work? Like, would you just phrase it in the way that your experience, how it would look attractive to those people?
Yes, that's where those career skills come in. Remember, I said they're hiring, they're looking more so for those career skills than those technical skills, especially in internships.
And something, those career skills, they're the ones that are transferable. Doesn't matter what you're switching careers, they have the
Yes.
same careers, those they travel with you.
Yeah. So career skills, transferable skills are the same thing. So you have to think about what are you going to be doing in that internship or job that you want? How have you done that in your banking experience, right? You've had to use some type of technology probably, I'm gonna assume. You've had to troubleshoot or problem solve and learn how to adapt to that technology. You've had to speak to people, you've had to solve problems. You do all of that in whatever job you're going into, so you pitch those.
No, we don't want to say it, but- I think we're at time. Appreciate it. So
You
I think
are
we-
very welcome.
So
Mhm.
what we'll do, obviously, for all of you that are new here, we appreciate Desiree for coming. We actually gave her, I don't know why, it was my own neglect. We've never given her a Misa shirt, so she officially's got a Misa polo. So that she can, provide some, marketing and support for our group, so appreciate that. Let me go ahead and I'll just stop the recording. Well.